Welcome to Wednesday's Market SITREP. Whiz here, the primary and weekly options model portfolio manager at TGO, and got some shocking news this morning out of retail sales. So retail sales this morning just reported retail sales from 0.2% last month to up 1.1%. That is a blowout number. Now, core retail sales is ex-automobiles, ex-autos, you might hear. Even that was still a surprisingly strong 1%. And again, more or less doubling what the 500 pounds were calling for there. So really, really good retail sales numbers. The futures, which were indicating lower and kind of hanging out in the stall pattern, especially after yesterday's, meander through the desert, have turned from south to somewhat a little bit north and are starting to climb in the green on these retail sales numbers. However, I will tell you that yes, the market it's the rally everybody loves to hate. It's getting long in the tooth. Even Jim Cramer, when that guy stops pounding the desk with his shoe saying bye, 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 who even says, hey, it might be time to take a break. I still think it's time to take a break. You've probably all heard the Wall Street meme, buy on the rumor, sell on the news. So it really remains to be seen whether or not today the market says, oh, okay, retail sales are good. Let's keep powering this thing higher to historic highs, okay? And again, a lot of people were saying, well, the March numbers might not be good. We get a lot of refunds in January, February, and February is really a big one, and we might see some bad numbers. Well, we didn't. So going to be interesting. I think we're still going to have a wallow week. I think we're still going to move sideways. I think, especially with Comedy Central and some of the other financial media finally starting to pay attention to this budget debate. If you take a look at it, the president, made a kind of a half-hearted attempt to head over to Capitol Hill yesterday. He's supposed to be meeting with some Democrats. He's supposed to be meeting with some Republicans, and it's interesting because and this is here's a great quote. Obama: "We don't have an immediate crisis in terms of debt." Let me know when we have one, Mr. President. I don't know what you determine or your definition of a crisis is, but saddling my 3 children with unsustainable debt to pay for entitlements that people don't deserve, that's a crisis, okay? I have a really old copy of the Constitution, apparently, because the word entitlement isn't written anywhere in there. You and other Democrats like yourself have changed this country, the fabric of this country, to one that rewards hard work, innovation, starting businesses, to one where you put your hand out and mysteriously you get a free Obama phone. Which, by the way, if you've read a report in your Wall Street Journal the other day, has been those phones are still being sent to dead people. They get sent to the relatives of dead people. So apparently dead men don't use Obama phones, but their family gets to. It's incredible, folks. So the president's on a charm offensive because the polls have turned south. The polls have turned south against the president because people are sick of it. People are sick of this president lurching from one crisis to another on spending and trying to scare the hell out of us. Even Janet Napolitano yesterday kind of walked back the rhetoric of airliners falling out of the skies, one air traffic controller on duty at O'Hare, and TSA agents. TSA stands for thousands standing around. TSA agents, and 5-hour lines at the airport. It doesn't work. Mr. President, when you lie to the American people, we don't like it. Take Bill Clinton as an example. If he had just told the truth about lying under oath immediately, we would have gotten past it, okay, because of his indiscretions. He didn't. It was slow bleeding. You're slow bleeding this country into crisis after crisis, and it's not working. The president has realized it's not working because his windsock on top of the White House really tells him which way to go as far as leadership. And, Mr. President, turns out that the Americans are starting to blame you for this stuff. So hop in a car and try and change the optics. So the Democrats have come out with a budget proposal. Congressman Ryan on the Republican side has come out with a proposal. So for the first time in 4 years, and this is embarrassing to say, we might actually get a budget. However, I still think that it gets ugly. They're both posturing, right? The Democrats really aren't serious about passing a budget or entitlement reform. They want more revenue. And the Republicans, even in Paul Ryan's proposal, this is critical, folks. He has actually put a cap on defense spending. Gasp. Yeah, exactly. Republicans putting a cap on defense spending? Yeah, that shows that they're serious about reducing our nation's debt. The Democrats haven't even mentioned the E word, and if they do mention the entitlement word, it's kind of with a smirk on their face and a wink going, yeah, that's really not going to happen. So it remains to be seen this week if we keep wallowing around or we actually break out of this thing to the upside. Because I got to tell you guys, these retail sales numbers were pretty good. As you can see, since Monday, we kind of did this, and now we're starting to wallow, and we might get back here. But you can still see the trend that we're Moses, and we're starting to wander around the desert, waiting for the next catalyst, whether to go up or down. I don't think retail sales is going to be a major catalyst. Yeah, the futures have swapped around here, but I don't think it's a major catalyst to power us up to continue to power us up to record highs. Okay, so stand by for the wallow. Got to get going. Have some live trading sessions to do this morning and this afternoon. Tomorrow's flight schedule, obviously, weekly unemployment rates, but we get some PPI and core PPI, some inflation numbers, and we also have another bond auction. And then Friday, might see a little more market movement on Friday with core and regular CPI, the Empire State Manufacturing Index. And these regional, from the Chicago PMI to the Philly to the Richmond, these have really been hot and cold, man. They've exploded, they've imploded, they've been all over the place, which really tells me that any recovery we're seeing is uneven. These things are going up and down like crazy. CAP, utilization rate, industrial production, and then University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So even though we got good retail sales numbers, we'll see if there's any follow through on Friday when we get University of Michigan consumer sentiment numbers. Okay, got to run, got to get ready for a live trading session. So happy hunting, make sure you hedge, and I'll be back with Thursday's market SITREP. We'll see you.